29th overall, the Washington Commanders, after a historic 2024 campaign, added the offensive line to protect their biggest asset in Jaden Daniels, the left tackle out of Oregon. Josh Conerly Jr. is the 29th overall pick made by the Commanders. He is the second Oregon player to go in the opening round tonight. And Kev, we could see why Washington makes this decision. You want to protect Jaden Daniels, you get a really good offensive tackle to do just that.
It is an upset, though. A lot of thought that this team would look towards the defensive line. A little wide receiver chatter if maybe there was a falling, say, Emeka Egbuka potentially, obviously went much further than this. So I think I even saw some running back buzz, by the way, for Washington. I saw some Amarian Hampton, Trevion Henderson, Hampton off the board, Henderson on the board. They go with Conerly. Certainly a guy I've seen in round one. But, man, I saw way more Josh Simmons than Josh Conerly here, and the market agreed. Simmons was a very big favorite to go inside round number one. Based on the teams remaining, it's got to be KC or bust.
Yeah,
or trade up.
Yeah, no, it's an okay pick for them. You know, at the end of the day, they want to run the football and they want to protect Jaden Daniels, right? He's a guy that I think, you know, from an athletic standpoint, it makes sense. But again, he's not very well built. I still think he can add, 20 pounds of muscle. I think he's a little bit soft in terms of that aspect. But again, you talk about best player on the board and a team need and what they want to do from an offensive perspective. Maybe they felt running back wasn't that much of a value at this point. They could maybe third, fourth rounds pick up a guy like, Dylan Sampson or another home run hitter in that regard.
3 more picks remain here in this first round on night number 1 in Green Bay. The Buffalo Bills at 30th, the Kansas City Chiefs at 31st, and, of course, the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Philadelphia Eagles end out our 32 picks on night number 1. Blue and Cap, quickly to you. Of course, the Commanders so over-exceed expectation in Jaden Daniels' rookie year. They win 12 games. Their preseason win total was 7.5. They get to the NFC title game for the first time since 1991 in more than 3 decades. I think there is a thought, all right, well, how do you back that up when you were so much more successful than anybody really anticipated? It's been a pretty stellar offseason so far for Washington. How optimistic should the Commanders be entering 2025?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Debo and Laramie Tunsil, 2 needs. They get Conerly here. I think the only surprise for me in that, obviously you're always looking to upgrade the overall talent of your team, but Pro Football Focus finished at the end of the year that had them ranked as the 10th best offensive line in football, so they had done a much better job, clearly, from the years before. Dan Quinn got the program on the right tracks, and Jaden Daniels is there to reap the benefits.
Mike, probably, though, bottom 5 talented offensive line. They just didn't have a lot of talent. So Brandon Coleman, who was their left tackle last year, he'll move to guard. Tunsil's their left tackle. Conerly will play right tackle. Biotish is their center, okay? And Sam Cosme is terrific towards ACL at right guard. So now they can move Coleman in for him until he's ready. And by the way, Andrew Wiley, the right tackle last year, took a pay cut, so that this had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Now they can compete with the big boys. See, that was the problem last year. It was sort of patchwork on their offensive line. Now they're building it for the franchise quarterback. I love what Adam Peters, their general manager, is doing right now.
Yeah, clearly the Eagles in their division are a huge threat to them year in and year out, but the Commanders made a huge leap forward in year 1. We'll see what it looks like in year 2.